Warning, I'm on a journey to handicap home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm not claiming to be sharp. I'm not claiming to have an edge. I bet based on the 3 Ps, pitcher, park, and price. We probably won't win long term. This is for entertainment and education. If you like the video, like the video. There's no added vig for clicking that thumb. Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. I know I say that little spiel every single day, but it's a good reminder because I am incredibly hard on myself. I hate losing. And I hate broadcasting that I'm losing. And yesterday was another losing day, down 1.4 units. And again, like I repeat often on this channel, I am still trying to find the balance of playing too much and not playing enough. I looked at Andrew Benintendi yesterday. I looked at Jesse Winker yesterday. Had I played both of them, even if I would have filled in the other guys that I considered, we likely would have had a positive day. But I scaled back and we lost. I went back and looked at some of my wins and losses, days where I had success, days where I didn't have success. And there's really no rhyme or reason to the amount of plays that I have as it correlates to the success. There are days where we went up 2 units where I had 80 plays. There are days when we went down 4 units when I had 80 plays. There are days that we went up 8 units when I had 30 plays. There's days where we went down 2 units when I had 30 plays. So I know you guys don't care. I know you guys are going to use this how you're going to use this, and that's where I just need to let the chips fall where they may. Jose Ramirez, Kyle Manzardo, and Eric Wagman are our hits from last night. Only 18 home runs hit by different players. Technically 19, technically Lindor had 2, but a really slim night. And so in some ways, I feel good to hit 1/6 of the home runs. We did still lose, though, as I said. 167 thumbs, guys? That's crazy. I was just asking for 100 the other day, and now you guys have sent me to 167. That's huge. And also, I made this video yesterday, the home run data video where I recapped. Funny enough, look at this. Lindor, F, Jesse Winker, C. Both of them hit home runs. It was right there. It was right there in the thumbnail. We could have seen it right before our eyes. 100 views on that video. What? 1,000 views on that video. 10 hundreds of views on that video. A lot of people really enjoyed that, which is a shock to me. I did not know you guys were little math nerds, data nerds. So maybe I do plan to continue that. I'm rambling. Enough with that. Speaking of data and math nerds, this is my total units profit loss over time through the 26 days that we've done this. We started at 0, we went down to 2.5, and then we went up and then down and then up all the way. Gosh, we were over 13 units profit, and then we trickled back down, and then we went back up, and now we're trickling back down. So, it's a ride. 'Tis a ride. Let's look at today. I've got the coffee today. My wife dropped our daughter off at a little half-day school, and I asked for some Starbucks, but she was running some errands, so I didn't get that this morning, so we're just going with an espresso pods. It's still hot, so I am trying to enjoy it. Didn't plan that very well, and I apologize. Here is the slate for today. Pretty mild in terms of conditions. Let's talk. We'll start with the game in, I already forgot, Boston. Rowdy Tellez at 8-1, Luke Raley at 625, and Polanco at 600 are the only plays I have for Seattle. And for Boston, I am not taking anybody. Again, this Boston team is really hard to find value in. I think a lot of these guys are overpriced in terms of what they can produce, and so I am staying completely away. Colorado and Kansas City is tough. I typically don't like Kansas City's ballpark for home runs, but Farmar and Goodman are good prices at 750 and 600. And then Drew Waters at 9-1 are the plays. I looked at Perez and I looked at Bobby Witt Jr. So if you want to take guys who I think are okay, but their price I just couldn't get to, take those two. I know some people have said that they like to tail my non-plays. Bobby Witt Jr. and Salvador Perez. There you go. Game in Arizona, I think, is tremendous. I know it says -13, but I think it is going to be, I think we're getting 3 home runs in this game, minimum. So let's hope it's one of these guys, if not 2, if not 3. Perdomo, Josh Naylor. It is Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Naylor on a Tuesday. We love it. Pavin Smith at 450, Brandon Lau at 525, and Yandy Diaz for Tampa Bay. I know some of you are mixing him up with the Houston Diaz. This is Yandy Diaz for Tampa Bay at 8-1, which I think is a really good price. And then Cameron Meisner at 650. Speaking of Cameron Meisner, if you want to sign up for Ballpark Pal, use code Meisner for $10 off your purchase. Again, I think there could be a lot of home runs here, so I've played quite a few people. And if we can get 2 of those, we're good. We profit. Game in Miami last night, I was way off. I did not know Max Mayer was going to come out like prime Randy Johnson. What did he do? Strike out 14 of the Reds bats? Now he leaves the game and Gavin Lux hits a home run, of course, one of the guys I don't have for the Reds. It is how it goes. But we did hit Wagaman, so I guess technically we were up for that game. Regardless, I like Jesus Sanchez tonight. Green on FanDuel, 6:30. Here is also something I may clue you guys in on as it relates to the data that I've gathered. I think FanDuel is sharp, and I honestly hate taking FanDuel not only because of their pinch hit and starting lineup house rules, but just because I think they are better at pricing some of these than others. So when everybody else has Jesus Sanchez in the 400s and FanDuel has him at 630, it looks really good, but I don't know if it is. So far on FanDuel plays, we are down 5 units. So if you look up here, we're technically down 0.6 units altogether. But if we just accounted for my FanDuel plays, we would be down 5 units. So again, we'll report back. I do think there's value to be had in some cases, but I'm a little nervous sometimes when they are the outlier. Regardless, I'm taking Jesus Sanchez at 630. Matt Burvis at 650. Eric Wagaman again. I don't love the pitching matchup, which is why it's red, but a guy who has hit home runs in the last week, 2 or 3 in the last week, seeing the ball well at that price will take. And then Ellie De La Cruz has hit a home run against the pitcher for tonight, Cabrera, I believe, for Miami. And at 7-1, I think it's a really good price. So we'll throw him on green. And then Jose Trevino is probably in the chase category. We've probably crossed the threshold of chase for Jose Trevino. I will accept it, but 15-1 is a crazy number for him, so we're going with it. And then Spencer Spear on any Canby book. That's Bet Rivers. That's Ballybet. There's other ones. They're regional typically. 1050 is a good price on him. Dean Kremer is pitching for Baltimore, and Kremer has been meatball Kremer is what we'll call him. Long shot, long ball, big dong Kremer. I mean, he's just giving them up. And we're doing it again. We're doing the Washington load up. Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, Luis Garcia, and Keibert Ruiz. One of them hits a home run, we profit. Let's get 3 tonight. Let's get 3. Let's bring this back to the positive. I'm all about that positive energy. And then for Baltimore, Adley Rutschman, Jordan Westburger, my only plays. I think the pitcher for Washington, it's not Mackenzie Gore. It's another lefty tonight. I think he could have some serious success. So I'm staying pretty light on the Baltimore side of things. For Atlanta and St. Louis, maybe an overextend here, but I think all these guys have value. Alex Verdugo and Jose Trevino are in the chase category. I am chasing on them. 11-1 for Verdugo. Austin Riley, I was shocked to see him above 400, so I took him, 425. Michael Harris at 8-1. Matt Olson, shocked to see him above 450. 5-1, I took him. ESPN has some really good prices today. And then Ozzie Albies at 9-1 would be my plays for that. This game in technically Sacramento, Texas, and Oakland is bizarre because I think you could get 4 to 5 home runs tonight. I don't think the pitching is excellent. I think the conditions are good, but I think a lot of the value has been absorbed by the prices that you have to pay. So Andujar, Harris, and Josh Smith are the only plays. Now, Dustin Harris may get his first start tonight in the major leagues. I don't know his entire backstory. Some books don't have him listed, but I think if he is in, it's a great matchup. It's a great price. It's a great park. It's a great everything. So, but the only reason it's red is because he's a little bit unknown in the league. He may have already started an MLB game, but I'm not familiar with him. I do believe he's been typically a minor league guy. For the game in Minnesota, another place I typically don't like to play, but I do think with Chicago's pitching and how warm it is, I do think there's some value to be had. The value is as such. Trevor Larnach and Edward Julien. As for the other side of the ball, Andrew Vaughn, Brooks Baldwin. Only 4 plays I have in that game. If one of them hits a home run, we profit. Now, the game in LA is another one where I see tremendous value, and I think there could be a lot of home runs specifically for the Angels. I have Taylor Ward, Mike Trout at 4-1, which I think is a tremendous price. Kyron Paris at 9-1, Logan O'Hoppe at 5-1, and Joe Adell at 550. All of these righties against the lefty and Bailey Falter, who has looked, for lack of a better word, faulty, I think are good spots. So I'm playing all of them. Game in Detroit makes me a little nervous considering the weather, considering this minus 30, but I ultimately think there is value to be had, but not a ton. So I'm keeping it light. Colt Keith, Riley Green, and Manny Machado are the only plays for that game. I may have to just swear off the Houston bats. I think I've lost probably a unit to a unit and a half just on Houston bats in the last 3 days. So this is their last chance. Jeremy Pena, Isaac Paredes at 8-1 is really good price on ESPN. Jose Altuve at 850. And then for Toronto, George Springer, revenge game, 6-1. Like the matchup. Kirk, 8-1. Santander, you usually don't see me dip below 400, but I do think there's value in Santander tonight at 375. We had been taking Vlad, but his number has adjusted. He's in the 400s now, so no value in that instance for me. Cleveland and New York, we hit on last night. Again, we see another minus 22, but I'm not worried about it. I do think there's value specifically against Will Warren for Cleveland. We're going back to Stephen Kwan at 14-1. Jose Ramirez at 560, Carlos Santana at 680, and then Nolan Jones at 10-1. Some people may like Manzardo. He has been swinging the bat really well, but I don't think his price warrants the play. So I am staying off Manzardo. So if you want to tail all the plays that I stayed off of, Manzardo, Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez. Game in Chicago, and then we'll talk about the game in New York with the Phillies. I think, again, Dustin May is a good pitcher. He kind of reminds me of that comedian, Carrot Top. That's probably offensive. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't know. He's got red hair that's long. I'm going with Kyle Tucker at 450, Ian Happ at 630, Michael Busch at 525, Nico Hoerner at 15-1, which is a crazy price, and Pete Crow Armstrong at 8-1. All of those are Chicago guys. Didn't see any value at all for Dodgers. Not against Shota Imanaga. I mean, just Teoscar Hernandez is like sub 300. Mookie Betts is in the 300s. Just didn't tempt me. We'll head up here. Kind of a repeat here. Apologies. Nick Castellanos. He didn't go yard yesterday. Everybody was on them. The most bet, I believe it was the most bet market, the most bet player prop, the most bet everything on certain books. He didn't hit a home run, but I like him today. I really love the matchup against Griffin Canning. 6-1, I took it. Mark Venetios at 475. Pete Alonso, another green one at 450. Really good price for him. And Starling Marte at 11-1. For my Dinger Tuesday boost, my fake Dinger Tuesday boost, I'm taking two guys that had value on FanDuel, Ian Happ and Jesus Sanchez. We're putting the 50% boost on it, and it is 78-1. So that's my personal play. Don't feel like you need to tail. Mix it up how you want. That's how I'm using it. And then as soon as I end this video, I need to go do this because I'm so annoyed. ESPN does not have a round robin feature. How? How do they not have a round robin feature? That's industry standard. But regardless, I'm going to go in and I'm going to hand build round robins for ESPN because all 5 of these guys have value. Do not feel like you need to tail. Pick and choose how you want. Whatever. Mike Trout, Pete Alonso, Isaac Paredes, Ellie De La Cruz, and Yandy Diaz. I'm putting them all in a parlay by twos, pairing them off one by one. It's going to take me probably 15 minutes to do. And that's what we're rolling with. So, love you guys. You're my favorite people. If you come around and watch me lose units every day, that's true. That's true camaraderie. That's true friendship. Appreciate you all. Take care. Enjoy your Tuesday. Let's get back into the positive, please.